Hi, I'm Maura McCullough, founder of College Scoops. Our goal at College Scoops is to provide valuable, curated content to help students and parents get a better feel and vibe of a college campus in the surrounding area. Whether you are in high school or at university, College Scoops provides the inside scoops on everything college related, highlighting the best places to eat, stay, and explore on and around campus. We know college visits in particular should and can be fun, offering new insights into the local community and surrounding area each and every time you step foot on campus. We have just launched a virtual college experience series to highlight what our student ambassadors love about their school and to answer several important questions you and your students may have about particular colleges. We hope you find these videos helpful. We had a ton of fun making them. Thank you to all of our student ambassadors and to the entire College Scoops community for pulling these together. Please subscribe to College Scoops and follow us on our social media.
Hi, I'm Kayla. I am the Marquette Lead Ambassador for College Scoops. We are bringing you a virtual campus experience to answer questions many students have as they make their final college decisions or start to develop their college list.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Zach. I am from Los Angeles, California. I am a mechanical engineer. I am a junior, and I am also the Makerspace intern at the 707 Hub here on campus.
I'm Meredith. I am a senior here at Marquette. I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, and my major is digital media and my minor is advertising. And here at Marquette, I'm involved in Greek life. I'm in Alpha Xi Delta, a sorority here on campus, and I'm also a photographer for Marquette Athletics.
I'm Julia. I'm a senior here at Marquette majoring in journalism. I'm from Plymouth, Wisconsin, just about an hour north of here, and I am an intern at TMJ4 here in Milwaukee.
Hello, my name is Tim Winger, and I'm a junior studying mechanical engineering at Marquette University. I'm originally from Southern California, and I'm involved in a number of clubs, including Engineers Without Borders, and I'm also a peer mentor on the engineering floors, mentoring freshmen.
What do you wish you knew when you arrived at freshman orientation?
I wish I had known more about all the different clubs and communities that Marquette has to offer so that I could be more involved in school.
One thing that I really wish I knew before I arrived on campus for freshman orientation is that it takes a while to make friends. I kind of assumed that as soon as you showed up, you would be able to find that group of people that you really click with, but it has taken me a couple years, and honestly, it was worth the wait. I've made some of the best friends here on campus.
I wish I had known that you don't really establish the kind of relationship with professors that you do in high school, because classes and stuff can get so big, you don't really get to establish that personal relationship with them and get to know them.
I wish before I had come to college, I knew more about the course load and how to succeed in my classes, so taking more notes, but also more about balance so I could do my schoolwork and get all my grades in check, but also go to more parties and hang out and be more social.
What was the deciding factor in choosing Marquette University?
The deciding factor was all the different scholarships Marquette was offering me when I was trying to choose a school. And also Marquette's engineering program is really top-notch.
I chose Marquette because I had obviously heard a lot about how great the communications school is, but what really sold me was whenever I came and visited campus and I got to see just how gorgeous the campus is and Milwaukee just as a whole. Getting to experience not only Marquette but also a new city is really, really fun and exciting.
I knew that my program was really good and that it was looked highly upon in the community. And then I also was just really excited about Marquette basketball games. I was hoping for a football team, but basketball games are so much fun and there's a lot of school spirit, so I really liked that.
One of the deciding factors was that it is a small school in a city. The smallness of the campus allows you to make friends and see friends on campus instead of a large campus where you don't know anyone. Additionally, Marquette has a great engineering program. They work hard getting co-ops and internships for students, and the work that they put into their engineering students was my deciding factor for coming here.
How easy is it to register for classes?
Honestly, it isn't that difficult to register for classes as a Marquette engineering student. The school lays out our coursework over the 4 years evenly so that we can graduate on time and still learn everything we need to when we graduate.
Not gonna lie, registering for classes is a little difficult, especially as a freshman. It can be very frustrating because you think you're gonna get every single class that you want on day one, and that's just not the case. But the biggest piece of advice I have is to just kind of like relax about it, because by the time you get to senior year, your advisor will not let you go without getting all of your classes done, and it will get done. So although it is tricky, it's not a deal breaker.
Registering for classes is a little bit difficult. Luckily, I have a really good advisor, so he's really always willing to help me, and if I need help, I can shoot him an email, but it's definitely a difficult process, and it can be very stressful, especially when you're a first year, but it gets easier as you learn the process.
Registering for classes can be stressful. At Marquette, it's pretty easy. You get a time slot. You go in before it's your time to register for classes, and you pick out your schedule, and then when it's time to register for classes, you just add them to the shopping cart, and as long as they haven't filled up, then you get it in your schedule. The first time it can be stressful, but the advisors are always on call, so if you need any help, they're always there for you.
What is the social scene like? Are freshmen allowed at parties?
If you or anyone you know knows of any upperclassmen, it isn't that hard to find parties around campus at houses or Greek life. Other than that, a lot of freshmen tend to host social gatherings or parties inside their dorms. So there's a lot of social life here at Marquette.
The biggest way that I get social interaction on campus is through my sorority. Marquette has a great Greek life opportunity. There's about 6 sororities on campus and I think 5 fraternities, but it's a great way to get involved and meet people that aren't in your college and people that are different from you. So that has been a lot of fun for me, and getting to go to all sorts of events and meet new people through my sorority has been really, really fun.
Social scene at Marquette and in Milwaukee is pretty good. If you're a freshman, it's a little more difficult to get into parties unless you know someone. They're always more willing to let girls in than guys though, which is nice. And if you're not in the mood to party, there's so much to do in and around Marquette. So there's always something to do on the weekends. It's never boring. It's always really exciting.
The social scene at Marquette, it's pretty good. It's not a big party school, but there is Greek life. There are house parties, apartment parties. As a freshman and sophomore, I really enjoyed just getting to know people, hanging out with my friends. As a junior, there's a number of bars on campus that I enjoy going to now that I'm 21, and then apartments and house parties as well. As a freshman, it's a little bit more challenging to get into parties. However, it's very possible. It's called the Kilbourne Crawl, and so if you come to Marquette, you'll find out all about that.
How difficult is it to find housing?
It isn't that hard to find housing here at Marquette. Whether you're looking for a fully furnished apartment, a house, a non-furnished apartment, there's lots of options here.
So freshmen and sophomores on campus live in the Marquette dorms, but then junior and senior year, you get to live in apartments, and you can either live in Marquette-owned apartments, or there's a really, really cool kind of area of apartments just on the other side of campus, and that's super fun because you get to completely pick the people that you live with. You can live by yourself. That's what I do, which has been really, really good for me. But it's fun because you get to, like I said, pick the people that you live with and kind of have a little bit more control over your living situation.
I don't think there's any bad housing at Marquette, but the system's kind of annoying. It's a random time slot selection, so you could get stuck with like an 8 p.m. time slot, and then you don't really get to live where you want, or maybe even with who you want. So it's a bit annoying, but like I said, there's nowhere bad to live, so either way, you'll be fine.
So at Marquette, your freshman and sophomore year, you're required to live in a dorm. There's plenty of dorm housing available. You're guaranteed a spot. It might not be your first choice of dorm, but all the dorms work really well. So I lived in Eckstein Tower my freshman year by choice, and then sophomore year, my first choice was Schrader, and I got into there. Junior and senior year, there are a limited number of off-campus housing options. However, they don't fill up too quickly, and it's pretty easy as long as you get on it quickly.
Are students actively involved in clubs, recreational sports, and outside activities?
Yes, there are tons of clubs here at Marquette, and as well as intramural sports and recreational sports. If you go to the Recplex here on campus, there's tons of people playing basketball and tennis and volleyball, so it isn't hard to find people to play with, or you can even play by yourself.
One of the most fun things that Marquette does at the beginning of the year is called O-Fest, Orientation Fest, and it's where every single club on Marquette's campus sets up a little booth all around Central Mall, and you get to walk around and sign up for as many clubs as you want. And freshman year, that's what I did. I signed up for, I think, like 10 or 15 clubs, and you get to go and you get to try them out and meet different people and kind of sample and see what you like and how you want to get involved. So there's definitely something for everyone. I think pretty much every single person on campus is involved in at least one club or activity.
So I personally am not involved in a lot here at Marquette, but a lot of students are. There's a lot of sororities and fraternities, which is fun for some people. It's just not for me. But I'm involved outside of school, so I have had a couple internships, which I love, and I've met a lot of people through that. So there's always something to do, even if it's not on campus.
Clubs and sports are big at Marquette. Marquette has a number of clubs for everything from political clubs to sporting clubs to just like, there's a German club if you're interested in just drinking beer and learning about German heritage. For engineers, there's a number of service clubs, Engineers Without Borders. As a freshman, if you would like, you're in engineering, you can get into the Engineering LLC, which is basically a club that you live on. As for sports, there's a number of club teams. So there's a club lacrosse, club rugby team, a lot of intramurals for sports. There's intramural basketball, intramural volleyball, and then the Division I sports, obviously lacrosse, soccer, and basketball is the big one. The whole school rallies around those.
Does Marquette do a good job helping students with internships and research opportunities?
The College of Engineering offers many opportunities for us engineering students to find internships and co-op programs. So it's not that difficult to find something you are interested in because there's many companies and places looking to hire.
Honestly, it is pretty difficult to find an internship through the college, but one thing that I've gotten really lucky with is that I'm actually employed by the university and have an internship through the university. So it's kind of all about who you know and where you want to stick your nose out and kind of try and find it yourself. Unfortunately, it is sometimes difficult to make those connections, but really the more you can put yourself out there and kind of build your own network through college has been really great. And by the time I'm a senior, like I said, by the time you're a senior, you'll have a pretty good group and network that you can find an internship or job opportunity with.
So the colleges are very persistent about you getting internships and outside experience, but for how persistent they are, they don't really offer a ton of help on helping you find them. You more have to use online sites like Glassdoor and Indeed to find those positions and those opportunities. But that was just my experience. It could be different in different colleges, but where I'm standing, it was pretty much all me.
Marquette does a great job at preparing students for the future, especially the College of Engineering. We have the Office of Industry Relations. Every week they come out with a new newsletter hosting new companies that are looking for either co-ops or internships for engineering students. So they work really well with you to pair you up with a good company, and they work directly with the company so that Marquette knows that they're sending their students to a great company that'll really prepare them for the future.
What tips do you have to succeed academically at Marquette University?
Time management is one of the most important skills you can have as a college student. Being able to balance your homework with your social life and extracurricular activities really helps out in the long run. Besides that, having a check account or a Slater account is really helpful with doing homework and studying for tests.
My biggest piece of advice for succeeding academically is figuring out early on what kind of study strategies work for you and understanding that the way that your roommate or your friend might study might not be what works best for you, and that's okay. Some people on campus study best in the library at a table by themselves, whereas some people kind of study best in a group talking things out. So if you can kind of try out different study methods and figure out what works best for you early on, you will definitely have more success. Everybody's study techniques are obviously different.
So I personally just spend a lot of time with the people that are in my classes. When we study for tests, I don't spend a lot of time at the library, but there's definitely a ton of options. You can study at the Brew, at the library, anywhere on campus really. So it's pretty easy to succeed here as long as you're determined to do it.
Make sure you attend your lectures and take good notes because that'll help you prepare for exams, and you'll know what coursework was actually on the exams than what homework's due.
Here's how you can get more information like what you have just seen to help you and your student get the inside scoops on college life. We have close to 100 ebooks available at collegescoops.com for purchase. All of our ebooks feature student and parent testimonials on what life is like on campus, living, learning, and working while attending college. We offer students and parents favorite places to eat on and around campus, along with a host of local excursions for you, your student, and family to enjoy during your college experience. With direct links to restaurants, hotels, and excursions, we have made it as easy as possible for you to plan your trip, saving you time, energy, and stress. Whether it is your first time visiting or at graduation, we've got you covered.